Carcassonne. Mi nombre es Joaquín y esto es Meeple Podcast. This is Meeple Podcast, and today we have an essential interview. With us, Melvin Quaresma, the brilliant Carcassonne player from Brazil. Boas noites, Melvin.
Hello, buenas noches, good night. Thank you very, very much for the inviting. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Falo em português apenas um pouco, isso me lembra a língua galega.
Sí. Es muy similar, tal vez. Yo no sé hablar español muy bien. It looks like galego, yes. It's very similar.
Ok, galego. Mas creio que é melhor falar em inglês. Vamos a recomeçar a entrevista, de acordo?
Okay.
Hello, Melvin. Welcome to Meeple Podcast. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you? How are you?
I'm very fine. I am honored to you to be here.
Oh, thank you. Muchas gracias. It's an honor for me to be here too. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Really, it's a pleasure for me to be here. This show is for everyone, but especially for those fans of Carcassonne. They all have interest about all the players. So the first question for you, Melvin, is the way to improve their performance in the game. What do you think about that?
Well, I think the best kind of advice I can give, I think, is based in my own experience. I started to play in 2017, and well, what I did was play and look for the best players in the world to play with them. So I used Board Game Arena a lot, and I'm very communicative, and I like to talk to people. So I entered in BGA and I started to send messages to someone for example, that is Vladimir Kovalev and other players around the world, asking them to play with me. And sorry, there is an airplane here. Okay. And well, they were very kind, most parts of them, and I learned playing with the great players in Board Game Arena. So my advice for players who want to start to play competitive Carcassonne is to look for those people and go to BJ and ask them to play with you. And well, in the beginning, try to avoid the fear of losing, because you're gonna lose a lot. And when you are starting, it's normal. You're gonna face players that are very good, and well, just try to forget it, try to learn the game, and one day those players gonna lose to you because you're gonna improve your game, and it's natural.
Well, you are the co-founder of Carcassonne Brazil. I know your purpose about Carcassonne Brazil is to popularize Carcassonne as a mind sport and to raise the level of your team's players. What do you achieve about these foundation reasons? How do you obtain successful around this idea?
Well, Carcassonne Brazil is our organization in Brazil, like you have in Spain now, Carcassonne Spain. And it was created after the first edition of the WTCOC, the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship. And we had a group of 8 players, and those 8 players were the ones that played in that occasion, in that first edition. And after that, we thought that we could do something bigger, because we had some people interested in Carcassonne in Brazil, and well, we had this idea of creating something bigger than it. Not only the team, not only the team that competes in the competition, but something else. So we created a community in WhatsApp, and we started to invite people to participate. We started to do some kind of actions like small tournaments, producing content for social media, streamings, etc.
Hmm.
And well, with the time we started to receive more people in our community, and now we have 183. I guess I checked it before the interview because I knew you would ask me that. So I think it's 183. And we have now two big tournaments. In the first semester, we have the Circuito Carcassonne Brasil. There is like a league. We have a sequence of tournaments in Swiss format, and after it, we have the champion. And in the second semester, we have our CTCB, or Teams Championship, the National Teams Championship, and we have more than 20 teams participating now. And it's a very nice tournament. It's really big, more than 100 players every time. And well, I think we are trying to follow this idea of raising the level of Carcassonne among our community, not only the national team but all the community. And I'm really happy with the way, maybe with the Camino, uh,
See,
we are going through.
very, very interesting. Uh, you, Melvin, are one of the best players of Carcassonne around the world, and the current World Championship runner-up. And the reason of the follow question about that, your experience on international competition is in BGA. Talk to us about every one of those kind of tournaments, please.
Okay. First of all, thank you very, very much for the compliment. Well, in online tournaments, I participated in the first edition of the WTCC, the second edition, and the Inter de Viriano. Inter de Viriano was a competition in 2020 during the pandemic, and it was held by Devir, the publisher, and it was between players from countries where Devir represents Carcassonne. So it was Brazil, Spain, Colombia, Mexico, um, Argentina. Okay, maybe some more like Peru, Chile, and well, it was all of them really really nice competitions. The first face-to-face competition that I participated was the 2021 SN edition,
Mhm.
and I think all of those competitions are very nice. But I think there is a important difference between the online competitions and the face-to-face competitions. So for the online, I always try to train and practice on BGA like I do almost every day. But for the face-to-face, I tried to practice here in Brazil before leaving. I went to another city. It's called Belo Horizonte, and I played with many friends and very good players there. I spent the whole day playing Carcassonne. And when I was in Germany, I played again against Mingo and Carielli from the US, and we practiced before the championship because they are very different. I mean, the angle of game viewing, the time management, the score management, the understanding of the game progress. I think in BJ, all those things are very automated. So when you're playing in real life, you have to be used to those things again. And well, that's why I think they are very different, and we gotta practice for them differently too. And well, what I can say more about those tournaments, I think they are all great, really, really nice actions by the organizations, and I think something important to them is that it doesn't matter only how good you play Carcassonne, but how you deal with the anxiety and all those kind of feelings that you have when you are playing those big tournaments. So it's very important to learn how to deal with those feelings, I guess.
It's true. Um, I have watched you, like many people, on YouTube at last 2021 World Championship final. You have lost that match, but on Carcassonne.cat, Pere Vives talk about you as someone happy and very proud with his position and game. Usually, when things came bad, nobody think about make and smile or to have a fun face. But you are the opposite side of this idea. Why? What tip can you give to the rest of players about the convenience to be cheerful?
Well, I think it's a very nice question. A lot of people talked about it after that game. Some of them were watching there in Essen, or others watch it later on YouTube, or they read the text that Per wrote. And it's very interesting. And I'm kind of happy to know that the way that I faced that defeat was, um, how can I say it? Maybe makes people think about that we don't need to be hurt every time we lose. And I think I wasn't happy because I lost, but I was happy because of the tournament itself, the journey. And I'm sorry about the answer about of this question. I think it can be a little bit longer than the others, but I think it's something important to talk about. So before answering, I'd like to thanks Luis Vignal. He's my psychologist, and he's always helping me to deal with this kind of feelings, like not only for the tournament, of course, but for my life. And I think the way I could face the defeat, it starts in 2017 when I started to play Carcassonne. The first national tournament that I played, it wasn't good. It wasn't good not only because of the result, but because of the way I played. I slept really bad. I didn't have a nice tournament. I was just thinking about the victory, and it didn't happen. I was fifth place in that moment, and I was really devastated after the tournament. I was really sad, and well,
Well,
really bad experience. After that, in 2018, 1 year later, I had a similar experience. I was third place in that moment, and I was sad. I didn't enjoy the tournament. I didn't sleep very well again, and I started to think if I really like to compete. In 2019, I didn't even play the national. I didn't go. I had a place to play, but I didn't go because maybe my mind wasn't prepared to try again. But after some time, I started to face those things in a different way, and it was very important for me, not only for Carcassonne but for everything in my life. So in 2020, I played again online. I won a national tournament, Interdeviliano, and in 2021, I went to Essen. And in this trip to Essen, my mind was totally different from the mind I had in 2017. I enjoyed the trip a lot, my friends that I could meet there in person, every match and everything, the food, the hotel. it was great. And well, when I reached the final and I lost, I really didn't regret. I didn't have a bad feeling like, oh, it was a tragedy, it was a failure. Because I was thinking about everything I did and I was really enjoying the moment. And the way I changed my mind was very important because after the game I could hug my wife. I congratulated Marcia that played wonderfully. I gave a hug in my trophy because it's very beautiful. And well, I was really happy about the journey. So I think this question is not about being happy all the time because it's impossible. but about trying to enjoy the journeys. And I like the parallel. I don't remember the word in English when you compare things. I like to compare it like listening to music. When you are listening to music, you don't expect the end of the music. You just enjoy the melody and dance, and this is what matters. I mean, after that, the ending will always have been worth it. So that's what I try to do, not only for Carcassonne but for many things in my life. So after that game, of course, I'd like to be champion, but what I did was amazing in my mind, and I celebrated that because I think it's important to give more importance to the journeys and not only think about the end. I think I tried to to answer it in a not very long way, but well, I
No
think it's
problem. Great, great, great. Good tip for life. Yes.
thank
Melvin, Brazil is the cathedral of football, but what's the cathedral of Carcassonne and why?
oh, the cathedral of Carcassonne. Well, there are many countries that are really relevant in the history of Carcassonne, but I think I'm gonna mention my favorite community. Not talking about Brazil, of course. I love Brazilian community, but I really love the Japanese community as well. I'm always interacting with them in Twitter and seeing the posts, and I see how they are passionate for the game, integrated among them. I mean, they have a very integrated community. They are respectful with everyone, and they play Carcassonne every time, and it's really important. They play not only online, but you can see the pictures that they are always posting. They are playing in the stores, cafes, and well, they have a really nice ambiente. Scene for Carcassonne. They are always playing the game. So to mention one cathedral of Carcassonne, I would mention Japan. But of course, we have many really strong countries like Poland, Germany, and others.
Of course, Japan.
Yes.
by your point of view, who is the best or one of the better players on Arena BGA online platform?
It's hard to say only one nickname in Board Game Arena because I like many of them. So well, I made a list because I knew that this question would be made. So I tried to create a list of players that I like very much. So I will start for Mars 15. There is Marian Kurkan from Romania. And Nocebo, there is Roman from Germany. Pindertron, there is Takafumi from Japan. Alexei LV, there is Alexei
Of
Berchat.
course, of course.
Yeah, he's amazing from Latvia. Kithara from Japan. He's a very precise player, really nice. Pervi, our former fisherman 7A, that is now is Pervi, is my good friend, and well, he's a really great player as well. Someone you know, he was a guy that helped me a lot in the beginning. Maybe he doesn't even remember that, but when I was starting in Board Game Arena, he played games with me, and sometimes I asked him some questions about the game, and he was always very kind. Someone you know is Vladimir Kovalev from Russia, and he was world champion in 2016. UI Scuti, Ui Scuti in Portuguese, that is Thomas Prus from Poland, and Mikhail Rus from Russia. All players that I like very much to watch, to play against. They are very strong players. Really, I really appreciate all of their games.
That's okay. So good, so good. Um, have you got any talents in Brazil's team?
Yes, many talent. But I think I'm gonna mention only one. We have many, but I'm gonna mention our young talent. He reached a master title in BGA with 17 years old. He is Teus
Wow.
Gladiador. Eric Mateus from São Paulo. He's a very dedicated player, really, really nice person. And well, we have many talents, but Teus is our young talent with only 17 years and playing really, really high level.
I played with Theus two times.
Oh, really?
Um,
How was it?
of course, I lost.
Yeah, he's very good, really good.
Well, talk about the future of Carcassonne in general and Carcassonne Brazil in particular.
Well, I hope an amazing future for Carcassonne Brazil, for our community, and for all communities around the world. Because we have Carcassonne Spain, Carcassonne USA, Carcassonne Catalonia, Carcassonne Romania, and well, we pretend to keep doing the actions like we are doing, the tournaments and the mentorias. Mentorias is a mentoring program that we have with players that want to learn Carcassonne. So every year we have those kind of mentoring programs to teach people how to play Carcassonne. Um, well, for the future, I think something good would be a formal integration of national organizations like Carcassonne Brazil, Spain, USA, Catalonia, Romania, Japan, etc. With a group dedicated to our online tournaments and all those things in a global dimension. I think it would be a important step to take Carcassonne to another level. So this is what I hope for the future. We make it the organization is stronger inside our countries, and after that, uh, unit all of them in an important international group. We are starting to do it actually, but I think this is the way we should follow.
We're going to global world, no countries.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yes, I invite you to visit the channel of Carcassonne Spain on Twitch, broadcasting by Frank. What's your broadcaster on Twitch, and what about Carcassonne Brazil channel?
Okay. We are Carcassonne Brazil with S, not Z, because in Brazil we do it with S. And in Twitch, Instagram, it's Carcassonne Brazil together. YouTube, it's Carcassonne Brazil. So everything is Carcassonne Brazil. Our website is carcassonnebrazil.com. And well, about our streamers, you mentioned Frank. We have Conde Berna, we have Vini Lessa, Josuel. We have some different streamers because we have different kind of content. And Josuel, he has a project in Brazil that is called Young Talent. So he works in the schools with the teenagers, and Vini, Conji, they stream the tournaments and all that stuff. So we have more than one streamer.
Many people involved in the project.
Yes, we have many people involved, many organizers. Now we have 11, I guess, in Carcassonne, Brazil, but we are always changing. If I don't have time in the second semester, I go out and other person enter, and well, we are always changing, but we are always in a good number because we have many things going on. So we try to keep like 10, 10 organizers
Wow.
active.
Hmm. Everything is alright around the BGA board game arena. Have you any interesting ideas for update anything about the online arena sites?
Well, I like BJ very much. BJ is responsible for my improving in the game and everything. So thank you, BJ. But please, let us create tables with time per player for the whole match, like we have in the tournaments. 15 minutes per player or 20 or whatever. I think it would be nice because we have time per turn, and I hate it. But if we have the if we had the time for the whole game, like we have in ASEAN or national tournaments, I think it would be great. So that's what I would ask to BJ admins.
Yeah. Luis Aparicio, our Carcassonne Spain's league designer, told to us about it,
Mhm.
like chess clocks with flexible time to decide the way in which we need or we want to play. I
Yeah.
agree with you. I agree with you.
Mhm. It would be perfect. Yes.
Hmm. At last, I'll ask you for short answers. First, your favorite tile.
Dorito split tile or side split tile. I don't know how you say in Spain.
Yes, split tile is city city feel feel.
Mm-hmm. City. But we
Separate.
have two split. We have this split like the opposite of the giraffe's neck, o pescoço de girafa, as we call in Portuguese. We have the opposite of it with the split for opposite sides and the side split. My favorite is the side split.
But it is used to attack and to defend.
Yeah, to attack and to defend, and sometimes it changed the course of the match a lot because with a Dorito, you can invade a huge castle, and with it, you can be made apart from it. But I really like this style because when I started playing Carcassonne, and my wife, she didn't like this style very much because I always used it to make something when I was learning, like to close my city and invade, or to make her away from a construction. And I always remember this style when I was learning Carcassonne with my wife. So it has some kind of memory feeling that I like very much. So that's why I like the Dorito split. But I think one very important tile is the monastery with road. It's another tile that I like very
Oh
much.
yes, yes. Yes. Four monasteries is more important than one monastery
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in a one match. But we call Dorito the tile with the triangle
The
triangle
triangle.
only
Yeah,
only a triangle, but
yeah.
this of split we call it divorcio,
Okay,
like
of course. Yeah.
separating wife and husband.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I understand. We call split lateral. That is the side split, something like it. And sometimes I say burrito split because it's like the triangle, but not the triangle, of course, because it's a split.
We call Dorito only the triangle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or
Yes,
and the one with road is Dorito with road.
Dorito with yes, Dorito with road or Dorito only or Dorito. Your favorite expansion of Carcassonne?
I like the one with the tower. I think it's the tower, the name, because the tower is very useful. I don't play with expansion, so I try to think about something that I have that I like, and that I have this expansion because of the tile tower,
Tower.
just to organize the game. So you have it comes with a tower where you can put the tiles.
Uh, the tower. Bueno, nosotros llamamos la torre. The
La
tower.
torre, sí, sí, sí.
Sí, 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 sí.
Tiene una torre en el juego que puedes poner las losetas.
Yes.
That's why I like these expansions.
Okay. Another game you like on BGA?
And Santorini.
Santorini. I don't know but I'll search for it.
Yeah, it's amazing, amazing game.
Another game you like, but not in BGA.
Battle Line from Heiner Knizia. I like games for two players a lot, like Santorini, Battle Line. Of course, you can play Santorini with more players, but it's better for two, like Carcassonne, and I like those kind of games for two.
The last short question: have you visited Carcassonne in France?
No, I've never been there, unfortunately, but I want to visit someday.
Very long.
Yeah, very long. But I have a nice friend near in Toulouse. It's Edouard Dupas. That is a collector, Carcassonne collector. So I want to visit Carcassonne and visit Edouard as well. He's a very Carcassonne passionate person. He really loves the game and everything. So
Yes, Carcassonne is between Toulouse and Montpellier.
okay, okay.
Okay, Melvin, thank you very much for the interview on Meeple Podcast. See you on BGA.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It was really nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Goodbye and thank you so much. See you soon, Melvin.
Goodbye, goodbye.